It's noises and bells and whistles. You think Yoko Ono's in the fucking neighborhood. All that, all that type of noise and shit. Trust me, you get those first couple Pink Floyd albums. Guys, not for me. I could lie to you and, oh, well, they're so instrumental like Lou Reed. Go fuck yourself. It sucks like Lou Reed. I can't stand none of that fucking music. So, after, I don't know, I got Dark Side of the Moon, and then I think I got fucking Wish You Were Here, Avillo. The Avillos, when I was in the 8th grade, turned me on in freshman year. They were big on Pink Floyd. And I liked them. I liked them on my own. But I fucking, once I got introduced to Animals, done. Lights Out. Animals, Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the fucking Moon, The Wall, Lights Out. I mean, they put out like 4 or 5 albums. I love Uma Guma, Lights Out album. But if you listen to all those albums, yeah, they're lyrically great. But that fucking guitar of David Gilmour is mind-boggling. I just saw something 2 days ago that I had never seen before. I forget what album it's off of. Mind-boggling what David Gilmour was doing. You know, people always say, well, rate your number one guitarist. I don't have one. I wish I did. For me, I look at David Gilmour, Eric Clapton, I see Jimmy Page. I like so many of the old timers, but I like a lot of these new fucking geezers too. I like a lot of people. But everybody to me serves a different fucking purpose. When I think about Gilmour, it's a bluesy, out of the Eric Clapton school. It's just something that I've never heard before. And I fell in love with this fucking band. And I went to see him in 1980, and I fell in love with them. After that, I couldn't have enough of fucking Pink Floyd. How many acid trips did I fucking take to Pink Floyd? Thousands, okay? I saw thousands of fucking devils and horns and blood listening to all these fucking albums. Late night with the earphones on, just taking Double Barrel Sunshine and fucking going to town, Jack. I took 2 hits of Double Barrel Sunshine when I went to see The Wall. I like all that shit. I really respect all that shit. I have a friend that's straighter than death that I grew up with. Guy does not like drugs. He doesn't like me talking about drugs. But I'll tell you what, motherfucker, this guy likes Pink Floyd. We could talk about Pink Floyd for hours. It shocks me that he's so straight and he likes Pink Floyd. Anyway, I think what's ruined it for me in a lot of ways, or ruined it for a lot of people, seeing behind the curtain, you know, with everything, musically, movies. But musically, I never saw behind the curtain until the internet came. I would just read little blurbs of magazines here and there. And then I started seeing that the internet became, like, a lot of shit was going on YouTube. Dog, I could stay on, there was like 2 years, I would stay on YouTube till 8 in the fucking morning. And I wish I was just watching music. Just looking at music. Music I grew up with, music I listened to. It reintroduced me to what the drug culture did to me. You know, I lost out on Pink Floyd. I left Pink Floyd after The Wall. The final cut, whatever, I don't know. By that time, I was snorting coke, banging people, robbing people. I didn't have no time to listen to, oh, this is great. I didn't have that time no more. Life was in front of me. So the next time I reconnected with Pink Floyd was probably in 2000. And then I started reading these articles, and things that I did not know about. You know, here I was, a struggling fucking comic, and you're going up on stage, and I'm learning from different comics. And I'll never forget, I worked with a headliner one time when I was featuring in Dallas. Great headliner, a guy I looked up to when I got into the business. And the more I got to meet him in person, I fucking hated his guts. And today, I just don't even pay attention to him. But I opened for him, and at one point, I went back there, and I go, hey, man, there's a bunch of people out there to see you. And he said to me, fuck those assholes, I'm not going out there. And I remember being this feature act, like a guy that wanted to learn and do better, and going, oh my God, how fucking disgusting is this guy? They pay his fucking bills. I mean, at that time, it wasn't really a camera society. There was probably like 30 people waiting to take a picture, okay? And he flat out was like, fuck those assholes. And I was like, wow. And it was just food for thought. So after that, years went by, and I was like, if I ever get the chance to talk to people after a show, this is not even Pictureville then. It was just talking to people. I go, that's how you connect. These are the 30 people that are going to go out and tell 30 people. And the next time you come to town, you follow me, and that's how you build an audience, guys. And on top of that, they talk to you. They tell you what they saw, things that you don't pick up. My biggest critics are people that I've met online or whatever, and they criticize me in a professional manner. Nobody likes to be criticized like, fuck you, dog. You know, listen, I watched your set the other night. I thought you cursed too much or whatever. Years later, I was so blown away by this comedian. I was fucking blown away by it that it stopped making me like him. Because who the fuck thinks this way? So, and I'm a criminal, and I'm a drug addict, and this is 20 years ago. So I was really deep into it at that point, and I still thought about, like, this fucking guy is a mutt for doing this. And maybe 2 years after I read this story about, that I did not know about, that the reason why Roger Waters wrote The Wall, the reason why he created The Wall was one day in conversation, he goes, I really like what I do, but I wish I could build a wall around us while we're playing so we don't have to see the audience or ever deal with them. I don't want to deal with these people. And again, I was like, oh my God. You know, I went to see The Wall. I went to see all this shit. And then I was like, Roger Waters, And then I started reading more and more about him. I saw different articles. I just like Pink Floyd. There was somebody I followed on Twitter, David Gilmour fan. And I reached out to him a couple of times. Can you come on the podcast? And he's like, this ain't David, stupid. This is one of his fans, and we run this. And we're looking for donations and stuff. And he had some stuff on Twitter that he had posted. And it was just, listen, I liked everybody in Pink Floyd. Nick Mason, I liked them all. They each served a fucking purpose. So now I'm finding out that this fucking guy is just like doing everything he can to like distance himself. They had to sue him. Something happened. They had to fucking take him to court. They took each other to fucking court. And at the same time, I'm learning about Sting and all these other great bands that got taken down by one fucking moron that his ego blew the fuck up so big. You know, it's just so big. The other day I saw something with Stuart Copeland, and I was so fucking happy. He's fucking doing great, that guy. He's still, you know, I just saw a movie recently where he did the soundtrack for or some shit. So, you know, I kept reading about it, and I got jaded towards fucking David, towards whatever his name is, Roger Waters. He was just saying just stupid shit, you know, just stupid fucking shit. And then, I don't know, I had the opportunity to go see him. At the time, I was making a little money, and it was me, Ari, and another kid. And Ari called me, and I'm like, yeah, I want to go see Roger Waters. It was one of those things like I wasn't thinking. They caught me at an off time, and I was like, absolutely, I'll go see Roger Waters. How much are the tickets? And they were like, well, they're like $300, $280, $225. And I'm like, for some reason, after I committed to it, a couple days later, I'm like, I really don't want to go see this guy.